What genre was your piece?
It was a biography of Ferdinand Magellan.
Was it a research paper that you had to do?
Yeah. It was like a biography kind of.
Well, honey?
Wasn't it like a biography kind of?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Ferdinand Magellan by P. Elliot Ball. Can one man's dream become another man's dream? Well, it did in the case of Ferdinand Magellan. Christopher Columbus believed you could sail west to reach Asia. That same dream inspired Magellan to find this passageway to the east. He became famous as an early explorer, following Balboa's voyages to the South Seas, which Magellan later named the Pacific Ocean. Magellan circumnavigated the globe and successfully proved the earth was round. Magellan was born in Portugal to a noble family, and at the age of 12, Ferdinand was accepted as a page in the court of King John II. When King John II died, Manuel, the Queen's brother, became king. King Manuel taught Magellan astronomy, map-making, and navigation. The bad thing was, Manuel did not like Ferdinand, and Ferdinand did not like Manuel. But Ferdinand Magellan wanted to be a navigator so very much. One of the great things to be experienced in the palace was all sorts of important people stopped by to talk to the king. Even Christopher Columbus stopped by, and Magellan got to see him. Magellan, one day after asking King Manuel several times to support the trip, went to King Charles of Spain and told him his plan of going westwards to the Spice Islands instead of eastwards. The king liked the idea and gave him 5 ships with 250 sailors. On September 20th, 1519, they set sail to travel around the world. After they had sailed for a while, a strong wind pushed one of the ships onto the beach. One man was killed that day, but the Santiago was too ruined, it wouldn't be able to sail again. In October, his officers refused to go any further. They wanted to quit looking for the easier route to the Spice Islands and just get it over with. All of a sudden, a big storm separated the ships. Magellan was scared the 2 ships were forever lost. Actually, the storm rowed the ships far into the bay. There, the captains of the ships saw an opening on the other side. It was a passage to the South Seas. The ships sailed back in happiness. When the other ships heard the news, they had a party. Later, Magellan had a meeting with his officers. They wanted to mark this newly discovered place on their charts and go home to their families. But Ferdinand Magellan ordered to go on. He was going to keep his promise to the king. The ships split up again and to find the best passage. One of the ships found the right channel, but only 3 of the ships returned to the meeting place. The San Antonio had been captured by mutineers. On November 28, 1520, the ships that were remaining sailed into the South Sea. Magellan had named it the Pacific Ocean because it was so calm. They sailed for 98 days into the hot sun. Finally, food ran out. They ate sawdust and cooked rats on the ship. On January 24th, 1521, the men found an island with palm trees heavy with coconuts. But they sailed on because there was no place to drop anchor. They had to go on. On March 6th, a lookout spied land. For the first time in weeks, the sailors had fresh fruit and vegetables to eat. On March 16th, the ships reached the Philippines. Magellan knew he had almost circumnavigated the world. The crewmen finally recognized Ferdinand Magellan as a wonderful captain and a great navigator. They were proud to be part of one of the most important voyages of all time. On March 31st, 1521, Magellan and his crewmen celebrated Easter. Success had made Magellan a good Christian, and he talked to the Indians about the Lord. He did convert one chief and agreed to fight in a war against an island called Mactan. At midnight, Magellan and 60 other men fought on the morning of April 27th, 1521. The men were surprised how the mean tribesmen outnumbered them. Right after Magellan called a retreat, he was struck by a spear. The sailors were stunned. How could this brave leader be killed in the not-needed battle? Many of the men had died in the war. The remaining crewmen were scared and almost helpless. There were not enough men to sail 3 ships, so they burned one and sailed on toward home. A few weeks later, another ship was wrecked in a mean storm, so only 1 ship was left. On September 6th, 1522, the old Victoria arrived in Spain. The whole journey had taken about 3 years. Only 18 men were left. When they went to King Charles, he honored Sebastian del Cano as the first man to sail around the world. But it is all thanks to Ferdinand Magellan, who proved to the world the earth is round, and really determined and brave people can circle it.